Alright farmers, welcome back to the channel. So today we've got some new mods. Right, first up is the Star Ninja 24,000 and 40,000. This is by Agrotono, 15.98 megabyte on the download. You're going to find these under Auger Wagons. So we've got the Ninja 24,000. It's got 24,000 litre capacity, 150 horsepower requirement from your tractor. Now the Ninja 40,000, obviously it's got a 40,000 litre capacity, but it doesn't say whether it's got a horsepower requirement like the 24,000 does. So does that mean it doesn't require any horsepower from your tractor? I mean, it's an auger wagon, the same as the 24,000. So what's going on there? Obviously, the 24,000 is going to cost you 48 grand, and then the 40,000 is going to cost you 61 grand. But that's just really strange why it hasn't got a horsepower requirement. Alright, we'll carry on. The only options you've got on both are to change the tyres, so usual brand and setup on the go there. That's alright, that is. I like it. Right, next up we've got the RAUCH MDS 19.1. This is by Shardy, 3.14 megabyte on the download. You're going to find it under fertiliser spreaders. So it's got a 900 litre tank, and it's got an 18 metre working width, 12 mile an hour working speed, 6.5 grand to buy as standard. Then you've got options there, extension, no. Extensions, that puts it up to 1500 litre capacity. Then back to no. Then design, you've got no. Cover, or no. Is that going to put a cover on the top bit? No. Let's put that cover around the back. Oh, it's a cover over the spreader blades. Alright, carry on. And then you got the main colour, you can change to a red. You have it red as standard or another shade of red. You go for whichever shade you want. That's very random. Oh dear. Right, 18 metre working width is alright, but 1500 litre capacity, that's going to go down really quickly. Well, that being said, if you've got smallish fields, it should be alright. Right, next up is the PSHK-5 pack. This is by WD Mods, 16.25 megabyte on the download. You're going to find these both under plows. Two of them. 3 meters. We got the PSHK-5H, 3 meter working width. Oh dear. 7 mile an hour working speed, going to require 180 horsepower from your tractor. You then got the PSHK-5F, also 3 meters, but there is a saving grace on this one. You can fertilise at the same time. It's only got 400 litre capacity, mind you, but at least you can do 2 jobs in one. I mean, 3 metre, you're not going to get a lot done quickly anyway, but at least you can get 2 jobs done in a long time. 3 metre. Dear oh dear. The only option you got on both is you got design, standard, or universal mill boards. Yeah, we'll carry on. Right, next up is the Lizard Haymaster. This is by Blendar and Kacholnik Jr. 5.82 megabyte on the download. You're going to find it under bale loaders. So this is going to cost you 20,800 to buy. The options you got there, you can change the main colour to any one of those. So we'll go with a red. Then the rim colour obviously does the rims. Now, according to the website, this will hold 20 round bales with a diameter of 125 centimetres and 20 round bales with a diameter of 150 centimetres. 20, that's alright. I mean, it's got the gooseneck on the front, so it is designed to be used with pickup trucks. So, yeah, I like that. Right, next up is the MAN TGS Fliegel Agro Truck. This is by HR Forst and Fargenbau, 17.59 megabyte on the download. You're going to find it under trucks. So it starts off with a 500 horsepower engine, 49 mile an hour top speed, 35,500 litre capacity. And it says there a 9 mile an hour working width. Now, we'll come back to that in a minute. So you've got the options there, configuration, standard or manure spreader. This is where the working speed comes in, 9 mile an hour. That being said, it hasn't got a working width, which is strange. Because normally when you have that spreader on the back, it gives you a working width. Okay. Right, and then back to standard. Obviously, usual shenanigans on the go with the wheel brands and the tyres. Then got options for windscreen stone guard, no or yes. Then got roof bar, no or yes. Then got bull bar, no, yes. And then with some lights. Then got engine setup, so 500 as standard. Then goes 620, then 800, then back to standard 500. Change the cab colour, pink cab, why not? Change the body colour, we'll go for grey. And then change the rim colour, grey, pink and yellow. Whatever you want. Dear oh dear, my colour combinations are shocking. That's alright, that is. I mean, that is a bit strange on the manure spreader section, it not giving you a working width, just a working speed. And again, that takes it down to 26,000 litre capacity as well, from the 35,500. Still be alright though. Right, next up is the New Holland 8340. This is by Giant Software, 11.17 megabyte for download. You're going to find it under the small tractor category. So this has got a 125 horsepower engine, 24 mile an hour top speed, 79 grand to buy. The only options you got there are the usual shenanigans with the wheel brands and the tyres. It's older style tractors and a more boxy design. If you want to put that into your role play, could be alright. Right, next up is the HOLMER 3 Evo. This is by Giant Software, 26.39 megabyte on the download. You're going to find it under Beat Technology. So this has got a 381 horsepower engine. It's got a 24 mile an hour top speed, 9.7 meter working width, 325.5 grand to buy. There is no options, it comes as it is. So what you're going to use this for, if you dumped a load of sugar beets normally, is what they're used for on the side of the field, you come along with this all unfolds, this front section, and then the back pipe comes out, and you just pick it all up and dump it into a trailer. Although I've had a go on the other one, the standard base game one, and I don't see the reasoning behind it. I mean, if this doesn't harvest sugar beet out of the ground, you need to get a sugar beet harvester. So why wouldn't you just dump that into a trailer? Why would you then go and spend another 325 grand to just pick it up off the ground? It just seems a complete waste of money. Just my personal opinion. Drop it in the comments below if you think they have got a use. But I think it's a waste. We'll carry on. Right, now off the back of that last one, we've got the HOLMER DOS T440, also by Giant Software, 32.54 megabyte per download. This has got a 626 horsepower engine, 24 mile an hour top speed, 45,000 litre capacity. You're going to find this also under Beat Technology. So this is going to cost you 495 grand to buy. So very expensive if you want to be getting some harvesting of your beets done. The only options you got there are wheel brands and the tyres. And again, this is going to be used for getting the stuff out the ground. So the other one was used for getting it up off the ground that you've just dumped. This is what's actually going to harvest it for you. So this is alright. I'm okay with this one. Right, now also in this pack you've got the HR12, the header for it. So this has got a 5.4 meter working width, 6 mile an hour working speed, 106.5 grand to buy. Now the one that comes standard in the game, you've got the Roper 6x45 and the 9x45, so they're like 2.7 meter, and then the 4 meter as well. So this is even bigger. I mean, I know sugar beets, they do take their time for getting out of the ground, so obviously you can get a bigger header on the front like this one. Still, it's only 5.4 meters, but it's going in the right direction. And to finish off the pack, we have got this HR12 trailer. So this is going to be used for carting your header around. It's going to cost you 12 grand to buy. Obviously that head is going to be a bit wider than the actual vehicle itself, so rather than getting stuck anywhere, you can put it on one of these. That's excellent. Oh, that's a nice pack, that is. I'm glad to see that the harder to harvest crops are getting a bit of attention. Just wait for the potato one next. Right, next up is the HOLMER pack. This is by Giant Software, 135.39 megabyte on the download. I'm going to find this in a few different categories because there's a bit to this, which is quite good. So the first one, you got the Terra Variant 435. You're going to find this under slurry tankers. This has got a 435 horsepower engine, 24 mile an hour top speed, 16,000 litre capacity, and a 12 mile an hour working speed. 324.5 grand to buy. The only options you got on this are the wheel bands and the tyres, and then you can change the main colour to yellow for the main tank. Now this is just the tank part. You are going to need a spreading apparatus to go on the back, we'll call it that. So what can you get to go on the back? Right, so the first thing in the pack is this, the HOLMER Glide Fix 15 metre working width, 9 mile an hour working speed, 49.5 grand to buy. So obviously you just pull up and reverse into that, hook it up, and then this is going to be your slurry distribution section. Very nice. Well, and also part of this pack is the Terra Variant 385. So it's just the truck itself without anything on it. And there's a reason for that. So this has got a 585 horsepower engine. That's more than the other one, isn't it? Anyway, we'll carry on. 24 mile an hour top speed, 387.5 grand to buy. Options you got there, wheels and tyres, usual shenanigans on the go. And you got engine set up, so 585, 652, and then back to 585. Now, there is a couple of things to go on the back of this. Right, first up, we got two auger wagons. So we got the GB25 and the MB35. The GB25 has obviously got 25,000 litre capacity. This is going to do your usual crop style things. The MB35 got 35,000 litre capacity, and that's going to do your root crops and a bit of forage. So you've got your chaff, you've got your hay and your grass in that one. So if we go into there is no options, it comes as it is. Also in this pack is the Annie Burger XM3. This is a manure spreader, so it's going to be found under that category. 17,400 litre capacity, 18 metre working width, and a 9 mile an hour working speed, 34 grand. And the last thing in this pack is the Zunhammer TV585. This is going to be found under slurry tankers again. 21,000 litre capacity, 10 mile an hour working speed. Obviously, this has got the same thing as the first vehicle. You're going to have to hook that spraying rig up to the back, and then you can change the main colour to yellow as well. 44 grand. Right, let's start it up. Options you got there, if you do RB and then left stick in, you can change the steering modes. You've got front wheel steering only, you then got crab steer left, crab steer right, all wheel steering, and that's it. So if we go over to these, they just back in as usual. Now I think this is the better version than the one with the tanker already on it, because you can have different options for you rather than having to buy a separate one for each one. You know, you could just have the one vehicle and loads of tanks. So we just hook it on like that, put it on the tanker, there we are. So we just, with the tanker, which would be the same if you bought the straight up tanker version, just back it into this. And there you are, away you go. Oh, that's a nice pack, that is, I like it. Right, and the last mod for the day, this is the CR600. This is by Hoffy, 5.66 megabyte on download. You're going to find it in the tools and miscellaneous section. So this has got a 450 kilowatt engine in it, so an electric version, 3 mile an hour working speed. It's got no wheels on it, that's a bit random. It's got a 1,000 litre tank, 20 grand to buy. The options you got there, configuration, you have it as standard, box creation, belt, box creation and belt, and then back to standard. So we put it all on. Got main colour, can change to any one of those. Design colour will change the framework, and then the conveyor belt colour will change the colour of the conveyor belt. Now this is a little bit different because this is going to cut up a few things for you. If we come back out to that menu, it's saying there it's going to crush up stones, that'll give you lime. It's going to cut up sugar beet, that's going to give you sugar beet cut. It's going to cut up wood, give you wood chips. And then if you put straw bales in, it's going to give you straw as well. Now, when it comes from the shop, it comes like this. So if you get into it like you would do a vehicle, If you do L, B and A, if you're on Xbox like me, so currently it's in operating position, do L, B and A, puts it in transport position. So obviously it's a static thing. If you want to move it around, you're going to need to put it onto a trailer. So what I've got is a tractor here with a front loader on, and it's got that mod on the front of it. Good mod this is. So we'll come around the side. And I picked up the low loader. Ah, there we are. That's better. Right, lift it up. Now, what you want to do, you need to spin that around actually. This is going to be very interesting because there's a lot of weight on the front of this. We'll spin it around for a specific reason. So we'll carry on going around, we'll take it easy because otherwise we'll end up tipping up, which you don't want to do. There we are. Is that all centered up nicely? We'll lower it down. A little bit further forward. There we are. Right, so we'll drop it down. If we now go and get back into it, we'll do L, B and A again. Puts it in the operating position. Obviously now it's put that belt out the back. So now if we hook up the tractor to the front, and then we put the straps on, that's going nowhere. Brilliant. Right, let's turn it off a minute. So we go back into this. You don't need to turn it on. So R, B and X, and then in your settings menu make sure that you've got automatic engine start off, otherwise as soon as you jump out of it it's going to stop. You then got options there. You got L, B and X, enable pallet creation or disable pallet creation. So if you have the pallet creation disabled, if you pick that one in the shop, it's obviously going to cross everything up, put it on that belt, and it's going to wait for a trailer. If you've got the pallet creation enabled, as soon as you chuck everything in, it's going to create a pallet for you, which is excellent. You've also got the option there, LB and left on the D-pad to open cover. Puts that down or not, entirely up to you. So if we jump out of that, we'll get back into our tractor, because over there I've got a pallet of sugar beet. Come on tractor, when you're ready. So we'll go and load all this in. So it's already running. We've got the pallet enabled. So as soon as this loads in, whoa, that's a bit interesting. That's better. Take it easy. Maybe not. Dear oh dear. Maybe I should have had a weight on the back of this. There we are. We'll edge it forward. There we are. So it's now going into the top. Sugar beets are going in. It's all getting chopped up. And because we've got the pallet enabled, it's now chopping it out into a pallet of sugar beets. There we are. That's then going to fill up to 1,000 litres. Obviously, for some strange reason, it's saying it's too heavy. I have got the pallet lift mod on as well. So, that's not allowing me to pick it up. Okay. Well, there you look at those straps swinging in the breeze. Dear oh dear. There you have it. That is the crusher. Oh, I like that. Something a bit different. Obviously you get all the stones off your field, you can chuck it in there and you get the lime. That's, once you pay for it, that's all free. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. That's the last mod for the day, so that's it. Done and dusted. Drop it in the comments below which one's your favourite, which one you're thinking of using. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, it's muchly appreciated. But for me, that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next one.